Hello, my name is Oscar Alcala. I'm the DP and cinematographer for Samy's camera, and today we'll be going over the basics on how to set up your Sony A7S III, as well as reviewing the exterior of the camera, button layout, and function menu setup for both photo and video. The Sony A7S III was a long-awaited camera for video and hybrid shooters, and for a good reason. The A7S III checks a lot of the boxes for video shooters and photographers alike. Let's start by going over the outside of the camera body. On the top of the camera body is the aperture dial, which along with setting aperture allows you to navigate through the menu. To the right of this is Sony's E-mount and lens release button. In the front of the camera, you can find the focus assist light and meter. On the top of the camera is a shutter button with the on and off switch positioned around it. Right below that is a dedicated video record button and custom 2 button, which comes preset to focus area. Below that is a mode dial that can lock in place and can be released with the button found in the middle. Here's the standard auto, program auto, aperture priority, shutter priority, and manual modes. There's also a dedicated video mode, Sony's slow and quick mode, and 3 custom program modes. Moving on down is the EV compensation dial with a hard lock as well as the shutter speed dial. The last item on the top of the camera is the accessory/hot shoe connector. Moving on to the back of the camera, starting from the top left is a custom 3 button which comes preset to focus mode selection. Directly to the right of that is the menu button. I'll be diving into this menu a little later. That brings me to the electronic viewfinder. Equipped with a proximity sensor, as you move your eye closer to the viewfinder, the LCD screen will switch off and the EVF will turn on. This setting can be changed in the menu system. To the right of the viewfinder is the custom 1 button, which is preset to white balance selection. Next is the autofocus on button, which allows you to use back button focusing when the camera and lens are set to autofocus. When reviewing stills, this button allows you to zoom into the image. To the right of that is the AEL button, or Auto Exposure Lock. It's as simple as it sounds. When the camera is set to one of the auto modes, this will lock the exposure, giving the user better control. Below that is the thumbstick that doubles as a button when pressed in. This allows you to navigate through the menu and settings, as well as moving the focus point when the focus area is set to zone or spot focusing. Directly below that is the FN button. Pressing this button will bring up the quick function menu. This menu is fully customizable and allows the user to access frequently used settings without having to navigate the entire menu. This button also doubles as a share to phone function when in the viewer, allowing you to share your images to your phone or tablet, provided you have the Image Edge mobile app downloaded on your device. Next is the Jog Wheel. This doubles as a directional pad when navigating through the menu and has assigned actions when the user is shooting. Tap up to display different information in the viewfinder and LCD. Tap left to open the drive mode menu, and tap right allows you to change your ISO. The bottom button can be set to a custom setting in the menu. The last 2 buttons are the view button, which can bring up the images or video that you've shot, and the trash can button, which doubles as the touchscreen on and off toggle switch. And finally, the LCD screen, a 3-inch flip-out vari-angle LCD monitor. On the right of the camera, we'll find our memory card slots. The A7S III takes both SD cards and CF Express Type A. When both slots are occupied, we're given the option of writing to both cards simultaneously or sequentially for more space. On the left side are all the ports. The Sony A7S III has a full HDMI port and allows us to record 4K ProRes RAW externally when used in conjunction with the Atomos Ninja 5. Next is the 3.5mm microphone port, followed by a 3.5mm headphone jack, a USB Type-C port which supports charging, data transfers, and remote access, and below that is a USB micro port for a remote/intervalometer. Now that we're familiar with the outside of the camera, let's dive into the menu system, where I'll briefly go over Sony's new menu layout. Now, I'm not going to be going over the menu in detail today, So you'll want to reference your user manual, or for a more in-depth explanation, I'd like to invite you to come into one of Samy's camera retail stores to schedule a one-on-one with one of our knowledgeable sales staff for a private session catered specifically to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the menu button and bring up our menu. We're going to start from the bottom up, and first we have this setup tab. This is a yellow toolbox looking icon. Here, you'll find functions like setting up date and time, settings reset, or factory reset of the camera. You can also save and load custom camera settings onto or from your media. All the buttons I went over previously can be customized in the camera to suit your shooting style, and Operation Customize is where you'll do it. The Sony A7S III also allows you to set up separate settings for both stills and video mode. The setup menu also allows you to set touch operation, finder/monitor settings, display options, power settings, and more. Next is the network tab. This is a green network icon, and in this tab you can set options for sharing, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity, control with phone settings when used in conjunction with Sony's Image Edge mobile app. Above that is a playback tab, illustrated by the classic play button icon in blue. Here, you can change playback settings, magnification settings, memo settings, and file management settings. Next is the focus tab in purple. And in this tab, you can set your focus modes, customize them to your taste, as well as setting focus area. Enable face and eye detection, focus assist when in manual focus, and focus peaking settings. Next is the exposure/color tab in magenta, and here you can set everything that has to do with the image: color, exposure, white balance, and many more. Above that, we have our shooting tab in red, illustrated by a camera icon. Here, you can find options like setting aspect ratio, quality of the image or video frame rates, file structure, media format options, in-body stabilization settings, grid line display, and zoom settings for lenses with zoom motors. This brings us to our last and most important menu tab, the My Menu tab. Here, the user can add frequently used menu options to create a custom menu tab. Don't like the way Sony has laid out a specific tab? Here, you can build a set of pages containing all the setting functions you use most frequently in the order you like. And while we're on that topic of customization, let's take the time to talk about the function menu. This is one of the first things I would set up and customize in my camera. If you can't remember where that setting was in the vast menu system, Sony has given us 12 slots to fill with options to change camera settings on the fly. You can access this menu when in the middle of recording or in between takes. You can add options like autofocus settings, drive modes, audio settings, grid lines, metering modes, media settings, exposure settings, and so much more. You can customize this menu in the Setup tab under FN Menu Settings, and the nice thing about this is that Sony has made it so that you can have both a custom menu for stills and video. Now, when you switch from one to the other, the previous settings are recalled, perfect for hybrid shooters. Well guys, this concludes our overview of the Sony A7S III. Please feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions, and make sure to like and subscribe for future content from Samy's Camera, where we are so much more than a camera store.